From WBNG, the Southern Tier's #1 local news. This is 12 News at 11.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us at 12 News at 11. I'm Zach Grady. We begin tonight where CBS just left off at the Republican National Convention. Ohio Senator J.D. Vance headlighting night 3 at the RNC with a primetime speech to the nation. During his speech, Donald Trump's newly selected running mate made his first pitch to voters on why the former president deserves a return trip to the White House. Officials on both sides of the aisle are saying Trump is doubling down on his MAGA agenda by his selection of Vance. Vance, who shares his same views on abortions, immigration, and foreign policy as the president.
It is time to get rid of the corrupt Biden-Harris regime that has broken this country, that has ruined its reputation in the world, and most importantly has made a basic middle-class life less affordable for our citizens. Let's get rid of them.
Those comments from Vance there prior to the RNC, but he did double down on those same themes during that time. The other side saying they are going to push for reproductive rights where they see Vance as vulnerable. Vice President Kamala Harris saying that Vance is an individual who has made every indication that he is for a national abortion ban. Sticking with the election, President Biden tonight canceling an event in Nevada after testing positive for COVID. The 81-year-old was an hour and a half late to a campaign speech in the battleground state when it was abruptly called off. CBS's News saw him boarding Air Force One a short time ago, saying that he felt good as he headed out towards Delaware. Wei Zhang was at the event tonight.
Tonight, a stunning announcement explained why President Biden was missing from a packed event with Latino voters in Las Vegas.
He just tested positive for COVID. So, of course, we understand that he needs to take the precautions that have been recommended, and he did not obviously want to put anybody at risk.
In Washington, a new call for Biden to stop his re-election efforts from California Congressman Adam Schiff. The powerful Democrat says he has serious concerns about whether the president can defeat Donald Trump in November.
The consequences are too high not to have that tough conversation.
Congressman Jason Crow was among dozens of House Democrats on a tense call with Biden last Saturday. Sources tell CBS News he was rambling and unprepared to answer obvious questions. Just over 1 hour later, the attempted assassination of Trump unfolded, pausing the scrutiny of Biden but not eliminating it. Lawmakers say it's not just about the presidency, but their races too.
Unless there's a major change, that there is a high risk that we lose this election.
A new national poll finds 7 out of 10 adults say Biden should withdraw from the race, including 65% of Democrats. That's compared to 26% of Republicans who say Trump should leave the GOP ticket. In another sign of waning support, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries pushed the DNC to delay its roll call to formally nominate Biden. CBS News has learned that it will not happen until early August, even though the DNC could choose to take the vote as early as Sunday. Biden's deputy campaign manager.
The Republicans are lying to the American people about virtually every single issue that impacts their lives. And we're caught up in process stories.
Today, for the first time on camera, Vice President Harris addressed the deadly Trump rally, offering condolences to the former president.
Just as we must reject political violence, we must also embrace a robust discussion about what is at stake in this election.
Harris has accepted 3 potential dates for a CBS News vice presidential debate with Senator J.D. Vance. The Trump campaign says it can't lock in a date yet because it claims the vice presidential Democratic nominee has yet to be determined because they say it won't be Harris since she will be running for president. Wei Zhang, CBS News, Las Vegas.
Chief Meteorologist Howard Manges joins us now for our first look at the forecast. And Howard, I know it's been a busy week for you, but what's going on tonight?
Yeah, that's the best thing. It has been very busy this week. It's been dangerous at times, and I'm happy to report that we're on to a stretch of much quieter weather. Take a look at this graphic. Here is a look at confirmed tornadoes over the last 3 days in New York State. There are 7 confirmed tornadoes, and there are more surveys to come. Binghamton alone is doing 2 more surveys tomorrow. One up in Canastota, where there was a fatality, and then also over in Montour Falls, another survey being done there. So just an absolutely remarkable run here. Folks, the average number of tornadoes seen in New York State in a year is 9. That's a 30-year average. It's just been, it's been pretty busy. And this is just since July 15th. Remember, so the last week has been filled with tornadoes, essentially. A year's worth. Satellite and radar. Thunderstorms into southern New England. We're seeing a few heavy downpours right now in eastern Broome and southern Shenango. But temperatures, we're staying in the upper 60s. When will we get back to the sunshine and more comfortable weather? We're going to let you know coming up.
On Tuesday, Binghamton police were called to a City of Binghamton residence for a report of suspicious behavior. After interviewing the caller, it was determined that the resident had fallen victim to an elaborate online money scam. The victim received a pop-up on their computer advising them of a virus on which the computer had happened and provided a phone number to contact. The unknown suspect then portrayed themselves as an employee of Microsoft and through an elaborate scheme convinced the victim to allow remote access into their computer. Over the course of several months, the suspect convinced the victim to transfer a significant amount of money from investment firms to a local banking institution and then move those funds to a crypto platform. The case is still under investigation, and anyone with information is asked to contact the Binghamton Police Detective Bureau. The number is shown there on your screen. And earlier on Tuesday, several local and state officials, earlier on Wednesday, several local and state officials, along with the New York State Department of Labor, were given a tour of Durron Precision Systems facility, where the company's world-class driving simulators are produced. The Department of Labor stressed that there is a shortage of CDL-certified drivers in New York, and with technology from Durron, they can help make the push to get people in the door to jobs that involve driving with CDL-required vehicles. Not all truck drivers drive across the country, and there are plenty of local routes within the Empire State.
About this is a great opportunity for young people and maybe not so young people to do career exploration. There are a lot of people who've thought, I'd really like to drive a truck, but I don't know where to begin. You can come to our career centers in New York State. Currently, Utica and Albany have a simulator right in the career center. Pretty soon we're going to have one in Buffalo, and then we're going to have one in New York City. So you can come to the career center and try it there.
The simulators have many different variations as they can give you a real-time feel simulation of what 18-wheelers, fire trucks, and many more utility vehicles are like. As we stay in Broome County, today was a special day for students in the Vestal Youth Academy. Students got a special visit from Guthrie Air. The helicopter landed at Salmon Field, giving students an exciting opportunity to see the life-saving chopper in action. While Guthrie Air was on site, students got to hop into the helicopter and ask questions about the career possibilities in the medical field. Questions that their superintendent could not help but notice.
It's really great as our students, I was listening in, our students are asking some really great questions about what training does it take, you know, what's the responsibilities, how long does it take to go from an accident scene to get to a hospital, and what's all the requirements that take place in that. So it's been a really great learning experience for our students and for our staff that's here also. It's an exciting day.
The students who attended the programs also praised the opportunity that they were given, telling 12 News that it's a good interaction to be able to see what different people do and how those people help the community. Still to come here on 12 News at 11, when the news cycle gets to be too much. Is there an efficient way to de-stress? We find out the answer when we return. But before we go anywhere, here's a live look at downtown Binghamton, and Chief Meteorologist Howard Manges returns with the latest forecast after the break.
1.9 for 60 months on Tucson and Elantra.
Shopping is easy with a Miller Hyundai no-bull price right up front.
Even better, you'll get 1.9 on Tucson and 3.9 on Santa Fe.
Come find your great deal today at Miller Hyundai.
It's your turn to be the ace, the late starter, and the die-hard fan. Because with all the award-winning gaming, dining, and entertainment Turning Stone has to offer, you can go all in, go all out, and be whoever you want to be. Especially when you want to be yourself. Turning Stone Resort Casino. It's your turn.
Bertzel Street, where I grew up. Mom was a probation officer. Dad and generations before him worked in the local factories. They taught me everything. I'm Josh Riley. Our neighborhoods have been sold out by greedy corporations and corrupt politicians. So I'm running for Congress with a promise. I'll never take a dime of corporate PAC money. I support term limits, and I approve this message because I'll take Bertzel Street's values to Congress.
Saving money is now more important than ever for seniors. But if you purchased a $9.95 guaranteed acceptance plan, you could easily find yourself overpaying for very little life insurance coverage. With the $9.95 rate, a 65-year-old male receives less than $900 in coverage. For $10,000 in coverage, he would pay over $110 a month with a 2-year waiting period. Fortunately, with Senior Life Insurance Company, he pays less than $58 a month for $10,000 in protection. There's no waiting period, no medical exam, and he saves over $600 a year by choosing Senior Life. A 65-year-old female saves over $400 a year. Don't overpay for your life insurance. Call now to see how much money you could save with Senior Life. We could help you get cash back from your current overpriced policy. Call now to lock in your coverage and low monthly rate. For your free quote, call now.
We're the Sven Squad from Svengoolie, part of Super Sci-Fi Saturday Night.
On MeTV, we're not in the movie. We're just kind of around the movie.
And after Svengoolie...
Holy clockwork, what next?
You'll see a Caped Crusader, Captain Kirk, Kolchak, and a collection of classic sci-fi. The corpse in me is just dying to see them. Corpse?
And no one can talk to a corpse, of course, unless, of course, the famous...
No talking during the show.
Sorry.
Super Sci-Fi Saturday Nights on Binghamton's MeTV.
The cows are back.
It's the No Bull Tag Sale at Miller Honda Hyundai. With no hassle, great deals on Hondas, KBB's most awarded brand.
You'll get legendary Honda quality and your best summer deal. And that's No Bull.
Welcome back. The last 4 days have seen a particularly intense amount of news coverage since the news broke of the assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. The relentless stream of headlines continued this week as news turns its attention to the Republican National Convention. But what about those people who want to turn out as a way of coping? Mark Strassman reports a news cycle like the one we are in may not provide that luxury.
Hello to Pennsylvania. I'm thrilled to be back.
Already on edge, already divided. Millions of us absorbed dizzying drama this past weekend, a series of extraordinary headlines.
A judge has just dismissed the classified documents case against former President Donald Trump.
72 hours straight from a shadow realm of the news cycle.
Were the events of the weekend stressful for you?
They were absolutely stressful.
Could you feel your blood pressure rising?
Absolutely.
Matthew Mata of Boston University's School of Public Health does more than follow the news. He studies how consuming it affects people's health.
A major decision today, Trump selecting Ohio Senator J.D. Vance as his running mate.
What his research says about news events, especially extraordinary moments like this, might surprise you.
The people who consume the most news, they're there for a reason. They enjoy this type of content, even news that might stress them out.
They enjoy, to some degree, being miserable.
Yes, I think that's a fair way of putting it. And they are a relatively small number of people in the American electorate, but they are precisely the types of people who are the most likely to vote.
Normally, only 38% of Americans pay close attention to the news. Normally. But there was nothing normal about this 3-day news cycle. Bloodied in the Trump assassination attempt, his right ear and our sense of what's wrong in our country. A moment grafting next-level news trauma on the American psyche. And as a society, our mindset was already racing. The pandemic, racism and racial tension, inflation, and climate disasters. The American Psychological Association calls where we are now the impact of a collective trauma.
It's a shame that my vote counts the same as your vote.
It's a shame that you aren't in the same reality that we are.
But remember, most people, the other 62%, try to tune out. Lack of interest or as a coping response.
President Biden's campaign in crisis mode.
Sometimes in our 24/7 digital world, the biggest headlines chase them down eventually. This is one of those times.
What are the consequences of a news cycle like this?
If people disengage, then we potentially run the risk of losing their opinions at the ballot box.
So strap in. The extraordinary in this news cycle seems to have staying power. For Eye on America, Mark Strassman in Boston.
All right, we're going to head on over to the Weather Center now. And Howard, I know Twisters isn't hitting theaters until this weekend, but it's been all over your newscasts.
It really has. It's been all over our radar, no pun intended there. Absolutely incredibly busy week here. Let's take a look at the picture here in the Northeast. We have a cold front that's dropping through right now, and it is producing some pockets of heavy rain right now, localized east of Binghamton. Here's a look right now as we push in right along the I-88 corridor. Some heavy downpours into eastern Broome, northern Wayne, also over toward just south of Athens. That's the actual front coming in. And we're not seeing any lightning with it. Can I rule out a crack of thunder? No, I can't. But at least this activity appears to be progressing rather nicely off to the east. So don't see much of a flood threat. Tornado confirmed today up in Rome. You may have heard about this. You may have seen the pictures on social media, the videos and such. It was an EF2. In fact, as high as you can get on the EF2 scale. We'll talk about that in a moment. 5¼ miles long, and it was 300 yards wide. That's pretty big. No fatalities or injuries with that particular storm. As I mentioned, the enhanced Fujita scale, look at EF2. The very top end of it is 135 miles an hour. One more mile an hour estimated. It had been an EF3. So, yeah, bad tornado. Just missed being that much worse. Storm reports across the state. 7 confirmed tornadoes by National Weather Service offices in Buffalo, Binghamton, and in Albany. That's just the last 3 days. I know that Binghamton alone has 2 more surveys tomorrow. Montour Falls, and then up in Canastota in Madison County. So we'll see whether or not this number could very well rise. I don't know how many, if Albany has any additional planned or even if Buffalo does, but yeah, just remarkable stretch. The annual average, 30-year average of tornadoes for the year is 9. We could do that in, you know, in a week. Take a look at temperatures, upper 60s to low 70s right now. The dew point still high in the upper 60s to near 70. That number will start to come down. Rain isn't done yet, as we mentioned, east of the area. A nice stretch of dry weather, though, is on the way. Comfortable few days ahead before we start to warm up again. But the best news I can tell you is that there are no severe storms forecast here over the next 5 days at least. So overnight tonight, clouds hang on, but we'll see some clearing beginning tomorrow. By the afternoon, just a beautiful day. It'll turn progressively less muggy, so by the afternoon and evening should be quite comfortable. Into Thursday night, we've got partly cloudy skies. We'll see some fog, I think, early Friday because it'll be cool. But then Friday afternoon looks absolutely beautiful yet again. In the morning, we'll be in the upper 50s to low 60s. Again, still very muggy. There will likely be some areas of fog. By midday, we're in the low to mid 70s. High temperatures tomorrow, likely only in the low to mid 70s as we move through the evening hours. So much quieter weather on the way as the 7-day forecast reflects there. We're in the upper 70s for tomorrow, mid to upper 70s there. By Friday, we're in the mid to upper 70s as well. And then get into the weekend. I think we're low 80s on Saturday, low 80s to mid 80s on Sunday, and then into early next week, I think we start to turn more humid. Temperatures climb again into the mid 80s on Monday, and then it looks like the next chance of some showers and storms could be early next week.
Well, I'll tell you, you put up that picture of the graphic of the 7 tornadoes.
Yeah.
What amazes me, because I was taking a look at some of the stuff, some of the photos out of Lewis County, out of up north, and I know you're familiar with the Watertown area, how nothing was up there because there was some incredible clouds pictures.
Yeah, I know that the Weather Service in Buffalo, or in Binghamton, was supposed to help out Buffalo with doing a survey in Lewis County, but I haven't heard anything about that, whether it was a tornado or anything. But yeah, I mean, that most of that activity has been concentrated western, central, and then eastern New York as well. But we lucked out here, especially yesterday. Yesterday could have been nasty as well, but we've been pretty lucky.
I'm glad to see nothing up there as well. Last July, actually, I was there for when the tornado hit up there.
That EF3.
I covered that.
Resort.
Yeah, I covered that, absolutely. So, still ahead here, 12 news at 11. The Rumble Ponies have a need for speed, and they're bringing it to the ballpark. Find out what's ahead for Binghamton's baseball team this weekend at Moravido.
Our homes are extensions of who we are. New beginnings, first steps, moments lasting in time. We'll be there. Window World, America's exterior remodeler, improving homes, changing lives.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider.
Switch to Spectrum Internet starting at $29.99 a month. Call 1-855-412-7647.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too. Call now.
Why shop online or big stores when you can buy local with Binghamton Agway for all your pet supply needs? Save $3 on Health Extension dog food in the 4-pound bag through July 31st. Buy one, get one Nutrisource 13-ounce canned dog food for the month of July. And don't forget your furry friends on those hot summer days with Ben & Jerry's Doggy Ice Cream and Swell's My Chill Time Dog Gelato. Visit BinghamtonAgway.com for more information on our local Frequent Buyers Club program and shop local at Binghamton Agway, 145 Broad Avenue, Binghamton.
Dear road rivals, no truck on the road drives value like the Tundra. Day after day, mile after mile, it all adds up to big savings under the hood. What's under yours? Toyota Tundra.
Get 1.99% APR for 48 months plus $1,000 TFS Subvention APR cash on Tundra, or lease one for just $4.99 a month.
Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Dove Men gives you healthier, smoother feeling skin to celebrate life's intense moments. Use Dove Men Body Wash with its 24-hour nourishing micro-moisture. Enjoy healthier, smoother feeling skin all day with Dove Men Body Wash.
Frizz, dryness, breakage. New Dove 10-in-1 Serum Hair Mask with Peptide Complex fortifies hair bonds at a molecular level. Helps reverse 10 signs of damage in 1 minute. Keep living. We'll keep repairing.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. I want that. So make it your best summer ever with Ford. Get your ideal combination of power and capability. And experience hands-free highway driving technology with Ford Blue Cruise, available on select vehicles. It's the Make It Ford Summer Sales Event, so make it yours. Make it now. Returning lessees can now lease a Ford Explorer for just $319 a month for 24 months. Only at your local Ford stores.
Window World's color, size, energy-saving options, and professional installation cover every detail, allowing us to do your windows so you can do you. Window World. We do windows, you do you. Search Window World today.
This is the Jeff Kai's Auto Sports Desk.
Welcome back to 12 News at 11, and welcome in to the Sports Desk. Speed is always a threat on the base pass when it comes to the game of baseball. And come this weekend, the Rumble Ponies will be bringing the speed ease to the diamond for its weekend series. The team will be rebranding to the Binghamton Speedies from Friday through Sunday for its 3-game set with the Erie Seawolves. The brief name change comes complete with new uniforms that were colored by children with the local organization helping to celebrate abilities. Rumble Ponies General Manager Richard Tylicki says this weekend is an ode to Binghamton's most famous food, with Speedy Fest as well, right around the corner.
But when I think of Speedies, I think of a word that's synonymous with Binghamton, Endicott, and Johnson City, which is known as the Triple Cities. So when you think about cuisine, you think about the Speedy because it's our regional dish.
The other. First pitch for the game one of the weekend, set for Friday at 7:05 p.m. Ponies returning to Mirabito for the first time in more than 2 weeks. And Binghamton will be returning on a 9-game winning streak, the longest of the season for the ball club and the longest for the franchise since 2006. Ponies bats are red hot during the 9-game stretch, outscoring both Hartford and New Hampshire 47-19 combined. Rumble Ponies also in first place for the second half as the team returns after the All-Star break. Binghamton up a half game on both Portland and Somerset atop the Eastern League. Team USA on the hardwood for an international exhibition ahead of next week's Paris Summers Games. The red, white, and blue 2-0 so far, but cutting it a little too close for comfort for some as their wins against Canada and Australia each by only 6 points. Team USA taking on Serbia Wednesday. The Joker capping an 8-point run here with the board and the bucket. Jokic with 16 and 11 in the game for the double-double for Serbia. But Team USA took over from there. LeBron working the fadeaway. Whether it's Jordan, Kobe, and now the King, that move just too tough to stop. Steph Curry in the second quarter, like a fine wine. That's vintage, baby. Curry with the 4-point play. Listen, Klay may be a Maverick, but Steph still a splash brother. Curry with 24 to lead the U.S. And then the defense from the young guns, Anthony Edwards, putting his claim to be the new face of the association. The transition dunk here is certainly going to help. Edwards with 16. Team USA improves to 3-0, and it's tune-ups. They get the win, 105-79. Team USA basketball not the only ones preparing for the Olympics. More specifically, the BMX team continues to train for the upcoming games. Alyssa Miller shows us that it's all not as easy as it looks.
Riders ready. The gate to the starting hill of a BMX track is like the calm before the storm. Excited, nervous. It's in this moment where Delaney Vaughn feels most at home.
I kind of like to say I was born into it just because I was at the track from day one.
She started riding at 3 years old on her parents' track in Arizona. A few years later, BMX racing was added to the Olympics.
It came into the Olympics in 2008, and I was 7 at the time, and really since then it is something that I wanted to do.
Her dream, now a reality, as she and the rest of Team USA prepare for Paris.
It's just an immense amount of pressure for any athlete in any sport, not just us. So it's just getting them to handle that.
Leading the team is Jamie Staff, a 2-time Olympian and gold medalist.
My why is I want to help these athletes experience what I did, right? Give them the opportunities that I did. So that's what drives me.
Tulsa is the team's last stop before Paris.
This is one of the best BMX racing stadiums in the world, putting these athletes in the best position to race for gold.
This is probably one of the hardest tracks in the world. If they can handle this, they can handle kind of anything.
No matter how big the stage, Vaughn is staying grounded to experience it all.
The competition, the race day, and just all the emotions that come along with it.
A moment worth its weight in gold.
Whether we win or not, I know it's something we're all going to remember for the rest of our lives.
In Tulsa, Alyssa Miller, Oklahoma Zone, News on 6.
We appreciate that, Alyssa Miller. And don't go anywhere. We have one final story for you after the break.
Everyone deserves the fastest, most reliable internet speeds, regardless of where they live. That's why Spectrum offers the fastest speeds in more neighborhoods than any other provider. So switch to Spectrum and get a powerful network that connects nearly 500 million devices.
Get Spectrum Internet starting at $29.99 a month with 99.9% network reliability and get free advanced Wi-Fi, free modem, and 1 free line of unlimited mobile. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee. Call 1-855-574-4687 or scan to call.
With Spectrum Internet, you can power all of your devices to enjoy streaming, video chatting, and gaming with the most reliable internet speeds. Get a powerful network that millions of customers rely on. I rely on Spectrum Internet. You should too.
Switch to Spectrum Internet starting at $29.99 a month with free advanced Wi-Fi, free modem, and 1 free line of unlimited mobile. Plus, save with our 2-year price guarantee. Call 1-855-574-4687.
Call now.
Dear road rivals, no truck on the road drives value like the Tundra. Day after day, mile after mile, it all adds up to big savings under the hood. What's under yours? Toyota Tundra.
Get 1.99% APR for 48 months plus $1,000 TFS Subvention APR cash on Tundra, or lease one for just $4.99 a month.
Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Having Highbridge it's opened up new opportunities. I'm more involved with my kids. They're in more activities because I'm okay with being there. I'm happy. I'm involved. Everything feels more complete.
A restored smile leads to a restored life. Enjoy your favorite foods, smile with confidence, and live pain-free.
Dr. Zambersky gave me my smile back.
Call Dental Solutions of Binghamton today.
The cornerstone of Investigate TV is investigative journalism. We want to get answers. We want to teach you something.
We always try to give viewers a takeaway, something they can learn from a story.
What is the solution here? Every story we air, we strive to be able to show that.
There are things that affect our homes, that affect our families, that affect our health, that we are learning every day from these stories.
Do you think people are dying?
Should this be better regulated? Should I be concerned? Do you recall when you became aware of that law?
The beauty of this show is that we have a team of reporters all across the country.
From very diverse backgrounds.
The public has a right to know. How big of a problem is that?
Should they be revoking these certifications?
I think viewers are looking for something different, something fresh, something that feels helpful to them.
And it allows us to tell the best of the best stories and show them to you every day.
Finally at 11, what's your favorite dinosaur? And yes, all you at home answering Velociraptor, we did just become best friends. While that might be subjective, we have a definitive answer for the most expensive. Meet Apex the Stegosaurus. She just sold at auction for a whopping $44.6 million. That's a lot more than the previous record holder, Stan, a T-Rex, who fetched nearly $32 million. Apex was excavated during 2022 and 2023. 254 of her 319 bones are real fossils. The rest were 3D printed or sculptured. She's 11 feet tall and nearly 27 feet long. It's not known who submitted the winning bid or if they plan to display the Stegosaurus publicly.
That's insane, $44 million.
If you're not going to display it publicly, I want to know where it's going.
File that under when you have too much money to spend, I guess.
Probably right next to that Wu-Tang album that never one's ever heard.
Or something, yeah, exactly.
Thank you for joining us tonight at 11. Come back for 12 News in the Morning for the latest news and weather headlines. Make sure you head over to WBNG.com. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert is next. Have a great night. We will see you tomorrow.